I'm Pastor Joe with A.C.T.S Studies in Santa Monica. And today, we're continuing in our series on forgiveness. Our topic today is the 7 blessings of forgiveness. Today, we're looking at Paul's second letter to the Corinthian church. Chapter 2, verses 3 through 11. He talks about forgiveness. He's bringing up the whole point of the 7 blessings of forgiveness. But the point here is that he's referring back to the first letter that he wrote to them in regards to a man who had sinned among them publicly, and they had publicly charged him with the responsibility of doing what he needed to do to regain the fellowship of the saints. Paul then comes to this point where he says, and you know what? He's done it. So accept him back and totally forgive him and receive these 7 blessings in the process. The first blessing of forgiveness is that it deflects self-pity. Now, another word for self-pity is pride. Pride is sin. But forgiveness, when we give it, it deflects that sin. It pushes it away. The next is that forgiveness shows mercy. Mercy is that thing that we don't deserve to get, but we get it. So when you forgive someone, you give them something that they may not deserve, and that something is called mercy. And that's a blessing. Blessing to them, and also a blessing to you. Then another blessing of forgiveness is that it restores the joy of a relationship. Because surely if one has offended you, they've broken the joy in the relationship. But you have the power through forgiveness to bless them with the gift of restoring that joy. And God's going to restore not only their joy, but yours also. One of my favorite blessings to talk about is that forgiveness reaffirms love. You know, when someone has offended someone to the point where their love has been affected and impacted in a negative way, there's nothing like reaffirming that love, calling them back into the relationship in a loving kind of way. That's what God is asking us to do. As a matter of fact, that's godly. That's being godly, to call someone back into a relationship in a loving way. The next is forgiveness proves obedience. God has commanded us to forgive, and because we do it, it proves that we are obedient. Then we also know that a tremendous blessing in forgiveness is that it restores fellowship, because God is not just interested in the one-on-one forgiveness. He's interested in the church forgiving someone that's in the church body that has caused and created an issue, like the brother in 1 Corinthians had done. So the church, it gets to the church, it gets the whole body involved, it permeates the body. So when the body forgives, it restores the fellowship. The last thing about forgiveness that's a blessing is that it dwarfs Satan. Because we know how cunning Satan is. The scripture says in that very 11th verse that Satan's ways are ways that we're not ignorant of. So we know how he likes to slide in. So we can be a blessing when we forgive. We can keep him from getting into our mix or into our relationships. Thanks for tuning in today to A.C.T.S Studies. And why don't you come on down and join us sometime? We're at 1015 California Avenue in the beautiful city of Santa Monica, California. We meet every Sunday. We're praising God and worshiping him every Sunday at 9 a.m. And by the way, I don't necessarily want you to watch us on a podcast. I really do want you to come and visit us. But if you need to catch our podcast, it's available on our website. And that website is achurchthatstudies.org. All one word, achurchthatstudies.org. Come on down. I hope to see you soon. God bless.